What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We are currently in that F1 2014 season, and we only have 10 rounds left to go of the Rags to Riches, the sequel. So if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go catch up with the top right hand corner card annotation. You will find the previous episode at the British Grand Prix, which I definitely suggest that you go and watch. It was a good race for us, and also the whole entire playlist. If you have missed any of the episodes in this series, you will find all of those in the top right hand corner of your screens. But going into today's race in Germany, we are currently third in the standings, 129 points, not too far off the championship leader of Lewis Hamilton. I think it's about 39 points is the gap at the moment to Lewis Hamilton, so it is close between the two of us, especially how far the gap was going back like 4 races ago. So we've managed to close up the gap. We've got some good race wins under our belt, and hopefully we can continue that here today at the German Grand Prix in Hockenheim. Looking at the emails going into today's race as well as we scroll all the way up. Okay, race information for Germany. Nice and dry across the whole weekend, which of course we do like to see. Our rival challenge, we will soon be selecting a championship rival like we usually do in the old F1 Codemasters games. Teammate challenge, we are beating Fernando Alonso on outrace podiums. Not on out-qualify, we do need to step up our game there, but fastest laps and championship points as well. We've been promoted to equal status in the Ferrari team. And with race results data, we've got that. We don't really care about that one, and our third race win of the season, which I'm very happy with as well. So, without any further ado, let's head over to the race weekend for the German Grand Prix. Here we go then, one-shot qualifying for the German Grand Prix as we go through the final 2 corners now, lifting off a little bit through the final corner there, down towards the line, putting up into rich mix, and let's get this lap underway, trying our best not to cut across turn 1 here. It's very easy to do that, but luckily we didn't actually cut across the corner, and we can carry on with this lap time, and hopefully we can get ourselves up into the top half of the field. So far, we are only 1/10 down on Lewis Hamilton's pole time. That's not too bad. We've had qualifyings so far this season where we've been about 9/10 down in Sector 1. So 1/10 for the moment, I would definitely take that right now. And hopefully as the lap goes on, we can make some progress. Okay, currently running purple through as we go into the final sector at the moment in this German Grand Prix. But what is this final sector going to be like? In towards the bank corner. I love this corner. Because of the camber of the corner, it just allows you to carry more speed. We run a little bit wide on the exit though. In towards the final 2 corners there, cutting it a little bit. That's going to lose us quite a lot of time. We might have bottled this lap here in Germany as we come down towards the line. I don't think we have. No, we haven't. We've absolutely smashed it today in the qualifying session, beating Lewis Hamilton by 4/10 of a second. Nico Rosberg by 4/10 of a second as well. Very close between the 2 Mercedes drivers. Look like they're very quick as they go through Sector 1, but we made up the time as the lap went on. And there we go, getting into pole position. 2 races in a row, baby. I'm very, very happy with that. And hopefully we can continue this streak and also get a race win here today. As Lewis Hamilton qualifies in 2nd, Nico Rosberg in 3rd, Fernando Alonso in 4th, Sebastian Vettel in 5th, Daniel Ricciardo 6th, Nico Hülkenberg in 7th with Massa 8th, Button in 9th, and Valtteri Bottas rounding out the top 10 with Kevin Magnussen and Sergio Perez just missing out on that top 10 here today. Any surprise in qualifying? Not really. So let's see what we can do from pole position. It's race day here at the German Grand Prix. We have lined up in pole position for 2 races in a row, and hopefully we can make it 2 victories in a row as well. This will really help us catch up to the 2 Mercedes cars and kind of, you know, put a dampener on their home Grand Prix and take the race win away from those guys. Looking at the race strategy for today, starting on options and pitting for the primes on lap 7 of this 17 lap race. Teammate challenge, managed to out-qualify my teammate here at the German Grand Prix, making it 7-3 against Fernando Alonso right now. 0% chance of rain in today's race, so let's head down to the track and get the race underway. There we are, pole position for the German Grand Prix with the 2 Mercedes hot on my heels. Lewis Hamilton, when he's not been in pole position, he is always, I believe, in 2nd place. So what a season he is having. Rosberg's in 3rd, and then we've got my teammate just there in 4th position as the lights are starting to come on now. Can we convert this pole into a race win? It is. Lights out, and away we go for the German Grand Prix straight away. Putting up into rich mix here as it looks like Nico Rosberg's got a great start compared to his teammate of Lewis Hamilton, just carrying the speed through turn 1 there like we did at Silverstone. And there we are, getting straight up into the lead of the race. And hopefully from here, we can go on to dominate. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo's gone for an overtake on Nico Rosberg. So Ricciardo up into third place at the moment for this German Grand Prix. We've got Lewis Hamilton in second, hunting me down. The gap at the moment between the two of us, about 2.8 seconds right now. So it is close between us two, but a 2.8 second gap after only a couple of laps in this race is pretty decent. No, 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 no! No, please, no one hit me, no one hit me, no one hit me. Go, 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 go. Oh, no. Oh, I cannot believe we've done that. No, 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 no. That's not what we need. We were doing so well. We were so far in front, and then I've just got to throw it away. Everyone go and put bottle in the comments right now because I completely deserve that. I've just dropped down from a 2.8 second lead over Lewis Hamilton to 7th place right now, being hunted down by Jenson Button, who has slipstream on me down in towards turn 1. My tyres are a little bit, you know, more worn because we've got these gravel on the tyres right now. I've got no grip at the moment. I'm waiting for the gravel just to get off our tyres and we can put it back up into rich mix and hunt down Sergio Perez. But right now, that is not what we wanted in this race. Here we go though, DRS on Sergio Perez, down in towards the hairpin, braking just after the 100-meter ball, getting the car turned in, easy on the throttle, and there we go, back up into P6 for the time being. As it looks like Alonso was going side by side there with either the Red Bull or the Mercedes just ahead of him, and it looks like that's cost him a little bit of time in this race. If Alonso's going to be a good teammate to me, he will let me through, but the gap between us two is only 29 points in the championship right now, and I don't think Alonso is the kind of driver to let his teammate through. However, we are going purple on that lap as we nearly made the same mistake there, running a little bit too wide in towards that corner. We do not want to make that mistake again. There we go, purple lap here at the German Grand Prix. That is exactly what we need to keep on doing in this race. We try and hunt down the leaders of Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, Sebastian Vettel, and Daniel Ricciardo. We're not too far off of Fernando Alonso at this stage of the race, and once we get past him, we can start hunting down the other 4 drivers. Boom, another fastest lap. There we go, going even quicker than on the previous one, closing in on Fernando Alonso. The gap is 1.1 seconds, so we should get DRS on my teammate down this next back straight, and then hopefully we can go for the overtake on him as well. Yes, DRS on Fernando Alonso, but are we close enough to go for the overtake on my teammate? Here we are, gaining all the way down into the hairpin, braking later than my teammate, going for a slight dive bomb move up the inside. He's going to try the switchback, but he can't complete it, and there we go, moving back up into P5, and now hunting down the Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel. Okay then, pit stop time at the German Grand Prix. We are closing in on Sebastian Vettel, but it's not really been quick at... Oh no, that is a terrible pit lane entry. Absolutely awful. No, no, no. Putting it onto the gravel once again in this race. We need to stop making mistakes here today, and we need to start catching up to the Mercedes and the Red Bull cars. We shouldn't be held up in the pit lane by any drivers. 3.8 second stop, not too bad at the end of the day. We can see Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel just ahead of us at the moment. It looks like Vettel has actually got the jump on Lewis Hamilton. That's absolutely fantastic news in today's race, and hopefully if those two can battle each other, we may get the jump on them. I've closed up so much to Lewis Hamilton on this lap because he's been caught behind this Toro Rosso driver. I'm not too sure which Toro Rosso driver it is, but they have come into the pit lane. It is, I'm not too sure, Danny Kvyat. Danny Kvyat has been holding up Lewis Hamilton an absolute treat in today's race, and that's going to allow me to catch up to him. I've jumped Alonso once again, so Alonso doesn't come back out ahead of me, but we are closing up on Lewis Hamilton. We should be within DRS, well, we're definitely within DRS range as we go down this back straight, but are we going to be able to overtake the Mercedes driver? We know that the Mercedes is very quick in a straight line, but we are quicker with the aid of DRS. Here we are in the slipstream, pulling over to the right hand side, and there we go, job done on my championship rival. Would he be able to come back at me as I run it a little bit wide in towards a hairpin? No, he can't. There we go, job done, up into P4, and now hunting down the Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel once again. Oh, there we go, look, setting another fastest lap in this German Grand Prix as we're trying our best now to catch up to Sebastian Vettel. Not quite within DRS range as we go down in towards turn 2, but I should definitely have it down this back straight. I mean, just look how close I am now to Sebastian Vettel. Not the best of lines through turns 2 and turn 3. But there we are, using DRS, this Ferrari engine quicker than the Red Bull. And there we go, on the right-hand side, getting the job done before we even get to the braking zone. And I'm up onto the podium once again. A little bit of damage. Nope, I don't know what I'm saying there. Damage limitation, that's what I was trying to say. Damage limitation. I finally figured out what I was trying to say earlier on the race. We're trying to do some damage limitation here today at the German Grand Prix. And, yeah, make up for the mistake that I made earlier on when I went into the gravel. Oh, and another fastest lap. We're just so good now at this German Grand Prix, carrying the speed through the corners. And this is really going to help us catch up to these guys ahead of me. Just look how close we are right behind Daniel Ricciardo at the moment. It's only going to be a matter of time before we overtake the Red Bull driver. However, will we be able to get Nico Rosberg from there? Unfortunately, losing a little bit of aero as we went through that left-hander there, following in the dirty air of Daniel Ricciardo. But we're still sticking to the back of the Red Bull driver, very close to him right now. We should be able to get him down the back straight. So here we are on the back of Daniel Ricciardo now. As long as we can just set ourselves up through these two corners now, that's not too bad. Then through the left on the back of Daniel Ricciardo. He will shoot off momentarily, but we will start to pull him back in using the slipstream and using the DRS. Here we are following behind Daniel Ricciardo. Move over to the right-hand side using that toe fantastically, and then getting the job done as we get it braked in towards the hairpin. And there we go, up into P2. Only one more position left to go in this race, and then we are back where we should be. Hopefully, we can get Nico Rosberg by the end. Slowly at the moment catching up to Nico Rosberg. The gap is 1.5 seconds, but we know as soon as we are within 1 second of that driver, we'll be able to overtake him for the lead of the race. So can we close in 0.5 of a second within 2.5 laps? We should be able to, as long as we don't make any more mistakes. Not quite within a second of Nico Rosberg, but we were at the DRS detection point, not at the Sector 1 split. So we have got DRS. We are going to close up, but it's not going to be enough to go for an overtake just yet. It's all going to come down to the final lap of this German Grand Prix. Me versus Nico Rosberg for the race win. Who's going to come out on top? No mistakes from here, Haydon. Come on. We can do this. As long as we just stick to the back of Nico Rosberg, we have got this down the back straight. No mistakes. Come on, come on, come on. Through this banked corner. Look how close we are now to the Mercedes driver. Look how close we are on the back end of Nico Rosberg. So close we go into the final two corners. Carrying the speed. They're losing a little bit, actually, as we ran it wide through the penultimate corner. But there we go. 118.9. And what can we do on this final lap? Running it wide, that's not going to be good. Using DRS, though, to our advantage. Down in towards turn 2. Not going to be close enough to go for the overtake on Nico Rosberg. Having to back out big time. Oh my god, losing the back end. Okay, that's not going to help. But we're going to have to put it up into Rich Mix to give ourselves the best opportunity to overtake Nico Rosberg. It all comes down to this then. The final lap of the German Grand Prix, following in the slipstream of Nico Rosberg, side by side, down in towards the hairpin. Who's going to brake later? We're braking at the same time, side by side, inside line, and there we go. Job done on Nico Rosberg, back up into the lead of today's race, and that is absolutely fantastic. But we need to keep it now. We need to calm down. We need to stop getting ahead of ourselves. We need to make sure we get this car home as we run it a little bit too deep in towards that left-hander. That's going to allow Nico Rosberg to have a little look in towards the next couple of corners. Need to put it down into lean mix just to make sure that we don't run out of fuel here on the final lap of the race. Following it through the right, then down in towards this hairpin. Nico Rosberg, you stay off my tail, buddy. You are not taking this race victory away from me today. I'm going to put it back up into standard mix as we go through the final couple of corners just to make sure he doesn't have the legs on me. Down the straight, in towards the final corner, then down towards the line. What a comeback here at the German Grand Prix. It's our third race win in a row. No, it's our second race win in a row. Our fourth race win of the season. Forza Ferrari, baby. Back on top. Back where we should be. And we are seriously closing in on the championship now. 10 points gained on Lewis Hamilton. 7 points gained on Nico Rosberg. We are coming for the championship this season. Absolutely fantastic result. But it is myself in first place, beating Nico Rosberg by 0.3 of a second. Lewis Hamilton finishing 5 seconds off the pace here today, with Daniel Ricciardo in 4th, Sebastian Vettel in 5th, Fernando Alonso in 6th, with Jenson Button up in 7th place. Good race result there for him. Sergio Perez at 8th, Valtteri Bottas 9th, and Nico Hülkenberg getting the final championship point in today's race. Kevin Magnussen and Felipe Massa just missing out. Looking further down the field, then no DNFs for today's race and no surprise results either. So let's have a look at the drivers' standings. After 10 rounds then of the Drivers' Championship, once again, it is even Stevens between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. At the moment, nothing to separate those two drivers, and that only allows me to come back into the fold. While those two are too busy battling themselves in the championship, I'm slowly just getting closer and closer and closer to them. 29 points now is the gap to both of those drivers, with Fernando Alonso 75 points behind them as well. It looks like third place is the worst that we can come right now, unless we have a really bad end to the season. But we are certainly closing up to Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. It's so close right now. One more race win, and we can certainly catch up to those guys and be on top in the championship. Who's going to win the championship at the end of the day? Because at the moment, it's down to 3 drivers. And that's exactly what happened in the original Rags to Riches series. So it's so close between the 3 of us. Looking at the Constructors' Championship then, I feel like Mercedes are just going to win that one. Because I can get race wins, I can get decent results, but I need Fernando Alonso to do a job as well. So at the moment, it looks like second place is the best that we can do in the Constructors, beating Red Bull. As long as we beat Red Bull this season, I'll be happy. If we can get Mercedes as well, that'll just be an added bonus, and that'll be absolutely fantastic. But that is it for today's German Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula One content, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I'll see you next time at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Sorry, but until then, it's goodbye from me.